Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, The Lens of Truth, with me, Ivan Florentino, and since 2022 is almost coming to an end, so here is my list of my top 10 games that I played this year. And just a reminder, these are in no particular order, with also some honorable mentions towards the end. Let's get to it. So starting off our list with number 10 is Kirby's Dream Buffet, and this is an eShop only release, and this one was a really fun online multiplayer racing game that kind of harkens back to Kirby's Dream Course and a combination of also Kirby's Air Ride. And this one, although it was a budget title, it is a fun game to just go back into and jump in for a few matches, play online, or play co-op with friends. The graphics look great, they're colorful, the music is catchy, and it's fun, and it's what a Kirby game does, and an easy to play and recommend title. Now moving on to my number 9 title is Capcom Fighting Collection, and this is the one that I was excited about because I had not played a lot of the Darkstalker or Vampire Savior games, and this had me really excited because I also wanted to try out Red Earth, which is one of a really rare game that was never released outside of Japan, so this is really cool. This collection looks great with this fine-tuned pixels, old school pixels, the retro art styles, and it has a lot of cool extras like the Japanese versions of the games, a lot of options to tweak the game to make it easier, to make it faster, and also some cool music and never before seen artwork. This is a must-have collection for any fighting game fan. Now my number 8 title is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Cowabunga Collection. And speaking of another cool collection that has a lot of ultra rare games and also some hard to find classics that are only available on the original Game Boy and on the NES, and also some arcade games that are also hard to find and play and track down. But yeah, this is one collection that was really surprising to see, and when I heard about this, I picked it up immediately. I wanted to play a lot of the classic ones that I grew up with, like TMNT, Turtles in Time, and I never even got to play the Sega Genesis version. So yeah, this is a must-have collection for old school Ninja Turtles fans and just side-scrolling action fighting games in general. Now moving on to our number 7 title, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge is a brand new side-scrolling beat-em-up game that treats the source material with respect and also manages to be one of the best Ninja Turtle games in years. And this one is the one that a lot of people were anticipating when it was announced over a year ago, and this whole game does not disappoint with its easy to jump into 8-player co-op online mode, some catchy music for every level, and also those perfect pixel graphics that just make it seem like a combination of the Game Boy Advance and Super Nintendo era of art style. So this is a must-have game for your collection. Now moving on to our number 6 title, MARIO+RABBIDS Sparks of Hope. Now talk about a sequel and just a game in general that people didn't assume would work, and this game manages to make part 1 and improve upon it so much more with removal of the grid system, and now it makes the battles a lot quicker, a lot faster, a lot more dynamic, and with the introduction of the Luma Sparks, this makes creating your team and your characters and leveling them up a lot more fun, and this also streamlines the game a bit more and makes it a bit easier. But the way that this game looks, the animations, the graphics, the art style is just so good that it looks pre-rendered at times. This is a must-have RPG game. If you're a fan of the XCOM series, this is a different take on it. This game is fun. There's also voice acting with some of the characters, whimsical music playing in the background, different areas to explore, variety of cool enemies and bosses to defeat. And this is a must play and must have Nintendo Switch title for any RPG fan.
Side quests, challenges, puzzles, and secrets to discover.
Now, coming in at number 3 is Bayonetta 3. This game was announced back in 2017 when the Switch was first released, and I've been anticipating this game ever since then, and I know a lot of people have. And if you're a fan of hack and slash games, Bayonetta is like no other when it comes to the over-the-top boss fights, combos, weapons, the ridiculous story. It has great graphics, cutscenes, and action set pieces that any fan of the hack and slash genre and fans of the original Part 1 and 2 of the Bayonetta series, they know what they're going to look for, with a bunch of brand new improvements, brand new gimmicks, lots of huge demon boss battles, also kaiju battles as well, and lots of different gameplay elements sprinkled out throughout your adventure. This is one of the must-have Switch titles of 2022. Now, coming in at number 4 is one of my favorite JRPGs of this year. Is a remaster of a SNES game that was only released in Japan back on the Super Nintendo. So Live Alive is a great HD 2D pixel remaster of a classic game that many people have not been able to try until now. What I enjoyed the most was how the game was separated into different scenarios where you're able to play as different characters in completely different environments and settings, and the game is not that long. It's around 20 to 30 hours, which makes it a very short RPG, so you don't have to commit so much time to it. But man, everything in this game comes together when it comes to the story, the music, the visuals. This is a must own JRPG for the Nintendo Switch of 2022.
So it's not over, huh? Not by a long shot.
Introducing mouthful mode. Inhale a car to zoom around.
Now, coming in at number 3 as one of my personal favorite 3D platformers on the Nintendo Switch is Kirby and the Forgotten Land. And anyone who's been a fan of the Kirby series has known that it's been long overdue for him to be placed into a fully 3D setting, and this game does not disappoint when it comes to the visuals, the charm, the whimsical music, the bosses. Everything that makes the 2D Kirby series has transitioned well into the 3D environment. Everything just fits so well. The aesthetic is adorable and yet dark. If anyone who is into the series knows about when you do play this game, it is on the easy side, but this game is so fun with the co-op as well. And this is one of those games that's going to put a smile on your face from beginning to end when you do play this charming adventure. This is a must-have platformer for the Nintendo Switch. So for my number 2 game of 2022 is Splatoon 3.
To know about the Splatoon 3 game.
So this game is actually one of my most played games of this year, with over 150 hours put in, and it's gonna be one of those games I'm gonna be playing for years. The online is smooth, the game runs at 60 frames per second, the story is great, the quality of life improvements when it comes to the online, practicing with weapons in the stages that you want, which is going to feature brand new stages, weapons, old returning stages, and also the amount of updates that they have planned for the next 2 years. So this is a highly recommended title for fans of online third-person shooters and anyone in general who's going to enjoy quick online matches with friends and random people online. This is my number 2 game of 2022.
Each main weapon also comes with a special weapon. Ink turf to fill up the special meter. Once it's full, that's your chance to unleash your special weapon! Cling to walls to get the drop on opponents. Suck up enemy ink! Lean into your weapon skills to turn the tides of battle! Simply splat-tastic!
Now, before I get to my number one game of 2022, I want to go ahead and give this honorable mention to a small, tiny platformer that's a bit low budget, but this one is Pac-Man Repack on the Nintendo Switch. This game was actually pretty fun. It did what it had to do when it comes to being a simple platformer. It's one of those PS1 games that I never got to try out, but yeah, I played this game and I had some fun with it. So go ahead and check it out if you're a fan of simple 3D, 2D platformers.
Feed your appetite for adventure! Pac-Man World Repack!
Now for my last honorable mention is NIER Automata, the Yora edition. The only reason this game is an honorable mention is because I've only placed about less than 5 hours, so I still need a long way to go. This one is one of those impossible Switch ports because of how well this game was ported onto the Nintendo Switch. Everything from the visuals, the gameplay, the aesthetic, the music, it's just one of those great ports. It runs at 30 frames per second and it still looks great. It plays well, and I'm enjoying the variety when it comes to the way the game switches from a hack and slash action game to a platformer to a bullet hell shooter. There's just so much to do in this game. I can't wait to complete it in the near future. So yeah, this is a must game that you have to check out. Alright, so for my number one video game of 2022 that I played and completed is XENOBLADE Chronicles 3.
Fighting in order to live, and living to fight. That's the way of our world. Ionios.
Now this game is a huge RPG that took me over 70 plus hours that I'm still playing and enjoying all the post content quests and characters to unlock and side quests to do. This game is fun. The voice acting is amazing, the graphics are great, and it concludes the trilogy of the previous XENOBLADE Chronicles 1 and 2 and improves upon the combat, the story, the narrative, the huge, seamless open world and sense of scale in every locale and city that you visit, the great cinematic cutscenes, the anime aesthetic, and this is a must-own JRPG for your Nintendo Switch library. So there you have it. These are my top 10 games that I played in 2022. So I'm curious to think, what are your top games that you played on your Nintendo Switch, or just your favorite games you played this year? Comment down below. And if you're new to the channel, consider hitting the like button, ring the bell, leaving a comment, and see you in 2023. Bye-bye.